Unit 5 Vocabulary. Make sure you're using your notes to help you answer the questions. Keen. Reverend Hale was keen in his ability to detect witches. His perceptiveness and expertise was called upon by Reverend Parris. A canine dog must have a keen sense of smell in order to help officers detect specific odors. Look at your picture here for a clue. What does a dog's nose do? Concurrent. Rachel really wanted to go to both her best friend's wedding and her sister's 30th birthday party, but they happened concurrently and were too far apart to make it to both. Concurrently most nearly means happening at separate times or occurring at the same time. If you look at the picture and you're playing Twister, you have to put your hands and feet on different spots, but at the same time. Contemporary. Younger people typically prefer contemporary music, whereas the older generation typically prefers music from the 1970s and 80s. Contemporary means happening in the past, or existing or happening in the same time period. In the picture, you see a contemporary house. Endemic. Polar bears are endemic to the Arctic Sea, and they can only be found in this specific area. Endemic means not common or indigenous or native. Esteem. The town of Salem holds Rebecca Nurse in high esteem. She is a prominent citizen and is well respected in the town. What type of person would probably be held in high esteem? A crook or a soldier? Exemplify. Martin Luther King Jr. exemplified what an ideal leader should be like. He practiced and preached his beliefs to all. The class president should exemplify the qualities of a good student. True or false? Exemplary. Jessica's work was used as an exemplary project. Her teacher thought she went above and beyond the project's expectations, and it deserved to be commended and displayed for all to see. A food critic would say an exemplary dish would A. both look and taste good, or B. appear tasty. If you take a look in the picture, you see a soldier who is going to be considered exemplary. Extant. Despite how far our country has come, hatred and racism is still extant in our society today. This word most nearly means A. still existing, or B. extinct. Indelible. Being left at the altar by her fiancé was an indelible memory for Colleen. It haunted her for years because she couldn't erase that painful memory from her mind. What is something that is indelible? An Expo or dry erase marker, or a Sharpie marker? If you take a look at the picture, a tattoo is indelible. Inveterate. Thomas Putnam is an inveterate troublemaker. He has a long-standing reputation for starting fights with many of the townspeople in Salem. An inveterate smoker probably A. just picked up the habit, or B. has been smoking for years. Niche. After changing his job multiple times, James finally found his niche as a social worker. Which definition of niche is correct for the sentence above? A. a job, activity, or something that is very suitable for someone. B. the situation or environment in which a business's product will succeed. Or C. a recess or space in the wall, usually for a statue. Nostalgia. Sitting by a bonfire and roasting marshmallows gives me a feeling of nostalgia. My family and I used to do this when I was a child, and I miss the feeling of security it brought. Certain smells could evoke or bring out feelings of nostalgia. True or false? If you take a look at the picture, you will see someone looking at pictures. Perpetuate. Rumors are perpetuated through gossiping. The only way to stop this is if we stop spreading false information about people and worry only about ourselves. If you perpetually lie, people will call you A. disingenuous, or B. benevolent. Precedent. Mr. Green kicked a student out of class on the first day of school. He used Joe's behavior and this consequence as a precedent to show that he would not tolerate disrespect in his classroom. If you set a precedent and are commended for it, you, A, would be proud to serve as an example, or B, would be mortified to be represented in that way. Predominant. The most predominant feature on a pregnant woman is her protruding belly. People seem to notice this first because it can be so big. Predominant means most frequent or common, not noticeable. And those are your words for the week.